Good morning, everybody. So today's video, I just want to go into some detail about these number 8 Bigfoot trucks that I've built. I've had a lot of questions and comments. People have been messaging me, not even just now, just even when I built them originally, to either show me how you do it or build one for me. And I kind of want to just show you what goes into these, the detail and the work. So you can either hopefully try it yourself or tackle the job yourself. So really I just want to start off, in order to make the body like this to fit on the chassis that we're using, which the chassis is actually a resin printed chassis from the great people at Anything 4-wheel drive. Super detailed. Obviously it doesn't come with the wheels on it, but so really all you have to do, I say all you have to do, it's pretty complicated, but what you have to do is you have to make this body, or whatever body you're going to use, fit onto that chassis, which means, so you take this truck, you have to take it apart, take the bottom off, which I can show you how to do that another time, another video. And this bottom is riveted on, so you take the bottom off, and you have to get rid of this, the bed and the center, the back of the cab and the front of the bed. So all of this you have to get rid of. Maybe my little pointer. So all of this, the middle, these rivets here, the interior, so all of this you have to cut out. I end up using just a Dremel tool with a cutting disc. Kind of just seems to be the tool that I like to use the most. I'm sure there's other ways. I know there's jeweler saws and things like that, but the Dremel tool seems to work the best. So this is the arrow nose body from similar Greenlight trucks. Same, they have the same type of bottom and all that. But you see how it's all cut away. This is actually the plastic bed cover that's on it now, but it's all cut away, and then it's JB welded or epoxied or whatever you need to do to get it to fit together there. So going into the number 8 builds, what I've learned is you got to take a bunch of material out of the back here where the bumper goes, and then also the front. Obviously the inside doesn't have to look pretty because we're focused on the outside, but this right here to give it strength, because I've had each one of these 3 number 8 trucks that I built, 1, 2, and 3, they've all broken in the process of me building. So I've tried to learn the process and make these as strong as I can, because you don't want these to break. Eventually I'd like to make it so it's actually 2 pieces and maybe like a magnet holds it together, but as of right now this is what I've been doing. So, and again, what makes it kind of complicated and frustrating, put a lot of hours into these. So this is actually just a crappy piece of plastic that I've used, whether it was scrap or styrene. I've just cut that and glued it into to connect the two to make that stronger. Otherwise, all you have connecting these 2 pieces, the cab and the bed, is where the seam is here behind the door. So there's not much material there. Once you cut all of this out, once you cut the bed out, there's not much material to keep these 2 together. So what I end up doing is I strip all the paint off, have the 2 pieces separate, cut in half, and I actually super glue it together, and then I go back with some epoxy or some JB Weld, some stronger adhesive, and glue these 2 together. Then I add this little strip here to give it the strength so it stays together, because you don't want this breaking, especially once it's painted. I've learned that lesson. So, and what you have to do is make it so that it fits on this chassis, and then it just slides right on like that. So now I'm trying to figure out a way to hold this on with a magnet, but without the magnet, especially just on display in the case, they stay on pretty good. So, and then this one was built the same way. Again, doesn't look pretty inside, doesn't have to. I usually paint the inside, blue, just so it's not obvious, being bare metal or whatever. But so this one has a little bit thinner strip of the plastic. Each one's a little bit different in some ways. But that epoxy and that Bondo adhesive, or the JB Weld, gives them strength. And you can't make it too thick, or else it's not going to fit over the chassis. But it gives you a super accurate version of your favorite version of number 8. And this is the Racer Stripe number 8. You know, this was the toy that I always wanted as a kid, that Hot Wheels made, but it was never super accurate, even though it was a lot of fun. Probably my most favorite toy ever. You know, the one with the wheels that used to come off the Hot Wheels Champion lines. But so here's the number 8 Racer Stripe body. A lot of work goes into these, and that's why when people message me to make them one, man, I don't even know how much I would have to charge, because they're pretty complicated and in-depth, but it's nothing that, you know, anybody can do. You just gotta mess around with it and learn. So this one, same thing, JB welded, plastic strip in there, just sanded down as pretty much as thin as I could get it. And then I do take pride in the shape of my wheel wells, which I can actually make a video to show you guys. I think somebody mentioned that, how to do the wheel wells, but all it is a Dremel tool with a sanding drum. I use marker and just mark where I want the line, and just sand away and file away with the sanding drum and sandpaper until I get it the shape that I want it. But I'm pretty happy with how these all come out like that. So this one had special decals. Try to do the aluminum bumper, or the aluminum colored bumper. Racing team decal on the back. I just added the flags and the bed cover. I had to add the yellow KC lights to the top of the racer back. But super happy with these, super proud of these. So, and that's what it looks like when it's all finished. So I have been trying to figure out what goes on top of the engine block here. I know anything four-wheel drive supplies you, I think, with carburetors, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use carbs on ones, or you know, a different type of air cleaner, fuel injection on another. I got to figure that out. And also got to figure out how it's going to fit underneath the body, because there's not much room in there. It's going to be tight, so we'll figure that out, but that's for another day. But this is the Anaheim Bigfoot 8 body. Probably one of my favorite trucks. Probably my favorite version of number 8. You know, it had the modern chassis, the old body with the roll bar still going on it. And this was the 5,000th appearance Bigfoot 8. The flag's off the. I gotta trim the flag stands there, but yeah, so you really don't know how much work goes into all these, but a lot of hours. So in each one of the ones that I've built so far, I've added a floor and a seat to the cab, just to give it a little bit more. This one has the engine, just, you know, they all have painted silver engines. But so take a truck, take the body, strip it down, strip all the pieces off it. Again, I can go over that in another video in depth on how to take it all apart. Actually, that's fine. This one has a magnet for my one display to make it look like it's in the air, but it's becoming a donor parts truck now. But so you take all the stuff off it, strip all the paint, or you don't have to strip off the paint. You just got to cut the bed out. Basically, take the bottom off, cut the bed out, cut the back of the cab and the front of the bed off. Just make it into a hollow shell. Glue it all together, make it stiff so it doesn't fall apart. And then you paint it how you want, decal it up how you want, make whatever version of truck you want. I know I have a Wildfoot body that I want to make that'll fit on one of these chassis. because Greenlight just, you know, they make a truck like this with a full bed, slap a base on it and call it done. And us customizers, we want to do something cool with it. We want to make it more accurate, more realistic. So got to go through a bunch of work to do it. But in the end, you get a really cool result. You get the trucks that you grew up watching as a kid, that nobody decided to make as a die cast or a toy. But there you have it. So you guys, if you have any questions or comments, whatever, let me know. Send me a message, send me a comment. I'll help you build. If I can't build it for you, you definitely can try to build it yourself. So have a good one. Happy building.